Travis Wayne Goodsill, back from my weekly trip, and to start it off, I had my DNA tested at 23andMe, and it's far superior to Ancestry. It's not even a contest. Today they sent me an email saying that they've got a new genetic detector report, whatever you call it, genetic report, I see up in the tab. And I pull it up, and they tested my DNA, which they keep on file. They'll keep sending me stuff as they identify new markers in DNA for people, and they then notify me if I have it or not. And because I selected to be notified of every single thing. So this is how I know that my father's side of the family dates back to a skeleton that had been identified and put in the DNA processing that they've got access to about 300,000 years ago. And then another skeleton on my mom's side goes back as far as about 200,000. And both from Africa and Egypt, in case you were curious. But this test was for pyruvate kinase deficiency. It is a rare genetic disorder in which red blood cells break down too quickly, leading to chronic anemia. A person must have two variants in the PKLR gene or two copies of a variant in order to have this condition. And, drum roll, yeah, I don't have it. But it's not necessarily a waste of time, even though I pretty much don't have a variant for any disease or any deficiency. They literally have the term superior for my DNA, but it's still good to be kept in contact as to this new stuff going on. And yes, they even had a calculator, according to the reports of people who use their system. They developed a calculator. You plug in the information they're asking for, and they'll tell you if you're going to be hospitalized, or the percentage of likelihood that you'll be hospitalized for coronavirus. And so I think I was 11% likely to be hospitalized if I got coronavirus, according to what they told me on the calculator they figured out. So alrighty, so I got to see I can't. She dyed her hair. She colored it. It of course is awesome. She's awesome. I have a crush on her. That's no doubt there. But this time, she waited for me to wave first, which is interesting, because the last time she waved first. Several times she's waved first. But yeah, I got to wave first this time. I'm so lonely. I so badly want to get to know her better, spend time with her. And yeah, sex. That's the easy part. The hard part is getting a woman to like me. Russia, you answered my call, but you didn't notify me that you had answered my call. You didn't do your part of the deal, sort of. You did Steven Seagal's part of the deal, but you abandoned me on YouTube. some time ago, I asked Russia to do me a favor, though, and provide me with a whole bunch of views like they did that one conference, for General Conference. And they failed to do it. And I, thought, oh, okay, I guess Russia isn't almighty and all-powerful and all-knowing and all-seeing, after all. They've given up on me. But I threw in, and where's Steven Seagal's latest movie? Come on! I had the whole collection, except for the filmography on Google search, Wikipedia, says that he had a TV series called Lethal Justice, and apparently it was just made for TV movies. So, okay, the only way to buy them is through Germany or some other European country, and it takes like months before it ships, and then of course weeks for it to be mailed. That's unacceptable. But finally, I not only saw that there's one I've not had yet, actually two, I got another one coming, but that's also part of the Lethal Justice movie collection. I think there's 8. The first one looks like it had 6, and the second one looked like it had 2, but they don't list the names of the movies in each of those. But I found Lethal Justice for 2 of them. Steven. So I'm getting closer to the full collection with the Lethal Justices, but everything else, yeah, I've got them all up to date now. No thanks to Russia. So, now. So, I guess we'll talk about, since I talked about the little long-haired girl, I can't really call her the blonde long-haired girl anymore, because it was darker, a brownish color, and I think there was even some red. I don't know if I was imposing the red into her hair or not, with my puppy dog crush eyes, but I have learned, having been married twice, that there is no one and only. When we're younger, a lot of the younger women talk about the one and only. They look for the one and only. They skip out on a lot of guys looking for the greener pastures over the hill, and over the next hill, and over the next hill, and over the next hill. And yeah, there's chick flicks that talk all about that and how they should settle. And of course they never go into the actual sequel, which Disney has attempted to do. Cinderella, there's the sequel for Cinderella. Married Life. Yeah, there is no soulmate. And this goes back to the error of Mormon doctrine of spiritual witness. When you go home after a date and pray, are they the one? I mean, yeah, it's going to say yes. And you could have flipped a coin, but there's better odds for praying. You're more likely to get heads than if you tried flipping for heads, which heads turns out more often because of the weight bound, But the church came out against the Saturday Warriors from BYU. It was a play that they put on at school and then turned it into a movie. And Mormons then started believing the doctrine. Oh, it's from BYU, it must be true doctrine. And then the church had to come out and say, no, it's not. But Mormons then rebel against the prophets and say, yes, it is. I had a spiritual witness that it is. And then they get married, and then the 5-year itch comes along, and then they both hate each other and get divorced. They go back to the older singles ward by then, younger singles ward. Mormons are, if you don't get married immediately after your mission or high school, because they've lowered the ages so that women can go now, thanks to Hinckley screwing it up or making sure that women go, because his granddaughters rebelled against him after he talked to the priesthood about it. And immediately filled out their papers to go on a mission. I have an email that just popped up. But, that's your comment? Okay. I was hoping for more. Anyway, there was a hate comment the other day that included this person, and so kind of trying to verify and confirm things, because this abuser shouldn't have known certain things from the particular video they were commenting on. But anyway, such is Mormon hate. But once women are divorced, then all of a sudden they drop the thoughts of a one and only and soulmates and all that. As I've seen many who the stats apparently, as I'm told, are that if a woman doesn't get remarried within a year, she's not likely to get remarried for quite a while, if ever. You're more likely to get killed by a terrorist bomb, as they joke. But likewise, if the girl does not get married to a returned missionary immediately after graduating high school, which in Utah can actually be 17, so they have to wait till they're 18. Otherwise, the parents could file a police report against the guy for being a rapist. When I was in the jail, in the cells, the guys called it the Romeo crime, the Romeo offense. See, I'm big and tough. I know the lingo of the lockup. And if you hadn't heard my other videos, yes, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints pulled a King Noah on me and decided to lock me up indefinitely. Seriously, you didn't put Justice Divine, so now I gotta type it in? Steven. And so, yeah, they're not likely to get married anytime quickly. But, and so, yeah, they're not likely to get married anytime quickly. But, yeah, they're not likely to get married anytime quickly. And so, yeah, they're not likely to get married anytime quickly. But, yeah, they're not likely to get married anytime quickly. if they don't get married right away. That's apparently the statistics. And so, yeah, the singles wards here in Utah are packed because of that. There's just so many who don't get married right away. And then you kind of wonder, what good are the singles wards for if they're not working to get people paired up, matched up? Matchmaker, matchmaker, make me a match. And the manner in which I was treated in both the younger and the older singles wards, in both occasions I gave up on them and went back to the family ward. And I got sucked back in because the family ward ignored me. The church just sucks. It's just that simple. I mean, there's supposed to be a place to meet women, get to know them better, and it just fails. The whole system just fails because of that spiritual witness crap. And Mormons don't realize that it doesn't matter how young you are when you get married. That's not the cause of divorce. Marriage is the cause of divorce. It has nothing to do with being too young to fall in love, too young to fall in love. It's the Mormon doctrine of turning faith, which is the spiritual witness, into the fruit, which is the physical manifestation of reality. And Mormons don't apply that. They get stuck in their spiritual witness. Oh, the Spirit told me she was the one. Why is she leaving me? Because you're an ass and she finally figured that out. But you sort of called out some other woman's name during sex? You forgot to remember her birthday? Shall I go on? I mean, yeah, I can't be too hard on guys because my two failures were a result of them. The first one was a prostitute, and the second one believed in the spiritual witness and refused to recognize the inverted pentagram as Lucifer's symbol on our wedding photos. Relief Society president made sure to get the full door in the picture, which I'm grateful for, but yeah. So, yeah, I kept remembering her birthday. So, yeah, I knew what I had when I had it. You know, they try to also throw out the excuse, well, you don't know what you've lost until it's gone, or don't know what you have until it's gone. BS. I know exactly what I had. And I think, is it Tommy Lee Jones, the actor? I think he does a scene where he lost a spouse, or in Men in Black. Yeah, Will Smith is trying to dig deeper into his relationship life, and he then gives him the spiel, try it, as Will Smith tries to make lemonade for him. And so, yeah. Yeah, so You gotta work at a relationship. And it's not hard work. It shouldn't be hard work. That's why women are called high maintenance, if they're hard work. Hard to please, as they turn the man into a slave. You don't want that kind of relationship, and no, girls, you don't want to do that to your husband. Be nice. You'll be surprised at how he'll be extra nice to you for an extended period of length of time. But yeah, it doesn't do well for him not to listen to you. Stephanie didn't want to talk, but Karen, yeah, we were up late into the night. She ruined my exercise routine. I went without exercising for over a year and a half. We just love talking with each other constantly, and that's awesome. The former date record of talking with each other was 36 hours with Linda. Yeah, and Linda was awesome because she knew I loved to watch fashion shows. I told her I did. I wanted to go when she tried clothes on, and so she took me and did fashion shows for me. That was awesome. As a Mormon boy who was denied becoming a woman's fashion designer, it's nice to have a woman who puts on fashion shows for me. And she selected the clothes based upon my eye contact's immediate response. If the eyes go wider, she knew she needed to buy it. She was cute. But how it didn't work out for some weird reason. She just gave up on it. She cast the seed aside and neglected the nourishment of it. It's kind of a bummer, because she was also she was fun in a certain way. I don't know if I should go into that, but yeah. Alrighty. So just understand, there is no such thing as a soulmate. There is no one and only. You have to become one. And that takes years. It's nice if it could happen quicker. We all wish it could happen quicker so we don't have to worry about it. So that we can then take for granted the relationship. No. Eventually you find yourself copying their mannerisms. Stephanie, or not, I can't remember. Well, Stephanie was the A. She was half Canadian. But her, because she was so mean and abusive, some of the cleaning techniques that were different than my mother's, I started adopting in my life. That's pretty much all I got out of her, as I found out. After years later, I still was doing some of the stuff she had done differently. But with Karen, I found myself saying, "That's so cute. She's so cute. And that's so cute." I found myself saying it. You probably heard my videos where I do that. That came from her. So yeah, there's just those things that you pick up that you start doing the same, and you start looking alike too. That's a weird phenomenon, because you can be completely different in the beginning, but all of a sudden you start looking, the facial features, you start looking as if you've been together, and it's almost like you're brother and sister, and people look at you like, are you brother and sister, or are you husband and wife? And if you are both, that's kind of creepy. But wow. Alrighty, so I guess that's that for this. So this is how spiritual witness ruins your life, guys. Don't do it. Get to the physical manifestation. And I know you don't know in the beginning whether you should marry her or not. And you can't get the fruit until you actually marry her and spend all that years getting to know her and being with her and listening to her and her listening to you. Though don't be surprised if guys aren't typically used to being talkers. You know, you gotta learn how the other person loves you. And that's tough for women. He didn't say the words! Say the words! It's okay. He still loves you. He hasn't left you. He hasn't cheated on you. Hasn't called out some other girl's name during sex. He remembered your birthday. It's okay. Just, yeah. But that's the whole thing about leaving your family and starting another one. Is that somebody else is completely different. And so you don't want somebody who's exactly the same as you, because that would be your brother and that would be creepy. So yeah, you want somebody different, and it's not opposites attract. There's no such thing as opposites. It's contrary. You want somebody who has different experiences in life growing up. And so, take a risk. Marry that Californian. Yeah, I do remember. No, I won't go there.